Welcome. Please find a comfortable seated position and start to tune into your breath. I'll begin with a chant. Feel free to chant with me or just listen. Reach your arms out and up overhead. And then out and down, opening up the palms. Reach out and up again. Interlace the fingers, index pointing up. Bring hands to the crown of the head. Release the fingers, arms to the sides, palms up. Do some organic movements, whatever feels good here. Pinky fingers hook at the base of the spine. Ring fingers hook. Middle fingers hook together at the navel. Tip of middle finger to tip of thumb, palms up on the knees. Tip of index to tip of thumb in Namaste. Tip of index to tip of thumb, palms up on the knees. Bring one hand to your heart and rest the other on top of it. When you're ready, fold forward over your legs and allow your head to hang. Get comfortable. Notice how your breath changes if it does. Just sink in. Inhaling, take your time to sit back up and switch the cross of your legs. Twist to the right, bringing the right hand outside the left eye, right hand behind you to the floor. Release the twist and turn the other way. Right hand to the outside of left thigh, left hand pressing to the floor behind you. Release the twist and reach your arms back, out and up overhead. Take a deep breath in, maybe look up. Interlace the fingers and point the index fingers up. Feel the stretch in the side body and the shoulders. Now interlace your fingers behind the base of your skull and lean back into your hands, opening up the chest and the heart center. Release your arms into goalpost arms and twist to the right. And then slowly to the left. Slowly twist to the right. Using the core muscles, slowly twist to the left. Come to center. Reach your arms out, down, and back and place them behind you. Lean back onto your hands and lift your chest. Once again, feeling a heart opening. And if you lean your head back, you'll feel an opening in the throat. Remember to breathe. Now come back upright and reach your arms forward, palms pressing together, leaning back into the upper back. And now find your way to the hands and knees. Move slowly through cat-cow, inhaling as you arch the back, looking up. Exhaling as you round the spine, tucking chin and tail. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, spinal flexion. Come back to neutral spine and walk the hands a little further forward. And come up into your first downward dog of the practice. Take some time to find your alignment. The spine neutral, fingers spread and rooted down. Reestablish that connection to breath control. On an inhale, lift your right leg up, keeping the knee bent, and then turn your pelvis to the right, feeling the stretch in the inner left thigh. If you'd like, you can come down to the left forearm and gaze under the right arm. Lift back up off the left forearm. Level the hips and step your right foot between your hands, lowering left knee to the floor. Come upright and reach your arms back behind you, palms facing out. Feel the stretch in your chest, the gentle heart opening. Feel free to look up a bit here. Now bring your arms down and come a little bit up into a kneeling position. Find a spinal twist here with left hand to the outside of right thigh, right arm bound behind the back. Release your twist and come into a half split with right leg straight, toes lifted, stretching the hamstrings. Inhaling, come back forward into your lunge, and then exhaling, step back to downward dog. Inhaling, lift left leg up, keeping the knee bent, and then turn your pelvis to the left, feeling the inner right thigh stretch a little more. Option is to go down to the right forearm. Remember to breathe. Pranayama, life force control, one of the 8 limbs of yoga. Lift back up off the right forearm, level your hips, and with control, step your left foot between your hands, lowering right knee to the floor. Bring yourself upright, reach your arms out and up, and interlace the fingers behind the base of the skull. Lean back into your hands and breathe. Come back to a neutral spine and release your arms. Bring yourself up out of the lunge to twist with right hand to the outside of the left thigh and left arm in a bind behind the back. Find that steady breath rhythm. Release the twist. Straighten the left leg, coming into a half split. As you lean forward, maintain neutral spine. On your inhale, come to a low lunge and step back to downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Shoulders are over the wrists, heels over the toes. Hold plank, wrapping all the muscles around the waist in toward the spine. And on an exhale, lower down to the belly. Press yourself up into cobra. Tops of the feet are on the floor. No compression in the lower back. Make this an even spinal extension. If this is uncomfortable, you can stay a little lower. Now lower back down to your belly. Once again, inhale up into your cobra. This time maybe firing up the leg muscles a little bit more. Think of pulling your chest forward through the shoulders. Now lower back down. Bend your knees, reach back and grab your feet for bow. Pressing feet into the hands. Maybe look up. And release. Gently lower back down to the belly, but keep a hold of the feet. Keep pulling the feet toward your butt cheeks to get a stretch in the quadriceps. And now walk your hands over the tops of your feet to the inside of them. Thumbs will face up here. Once again, come into bow. This will stretch the chest out a bit more. Be cautious not to hyperextend the elbows here. And gently lower back down. Rest here for a moment. Perhaps you'd like to bend the knees and windshield wiper the feet side to side. Come to stillness, bring your feet to the floor, and just gently flip over onto your back. Take the feet wide apart and start to windshield wiper the knees slowly side to side. You can go as fast or slow as you'd like. Stay connected with your pranayama, your breath control. The next time that your knees are back up at center, take the knees toward your chest, feet hovering off the floor, and just rock side to side here, gently activating your core muscles. Now bring your knees above your hips and start doing some abdominal crunches. Bring your hands to heart center, press the palms together. Use an exhale to crunch up and an inhale to lower back down. Five more. And relax. Wiggle your hips a little bit to the right and let your knees drop over to the left. If you prefer, you can straighten the right leg and slide the left knee more toward the back of the mat. Another option is to bend the right knee and hook the foot behind the left knee. Now roll back to your back and scoot your hips to the left, letting the knees drop over to your right. Option is to straighten the left leg out to the side and maybe slide your right knee a little more toward the back of the mat. The shoulders. Press down with your feet and your hands and lift up. Feel the stretch in the belly, the shoulders, the chest, the hip flexors, and gently come back down with control. Rest. The hip flexors, and gently come back down with control. Rest. Now roll over to your side. Come to all fours and then press up into downward dog. Step your right foot between your hands and bring your right hand to your thigh to twist. Lift the rib cage and bring your upper left arm outside the thigh, reaching fingertips toward the floor and right arm up. If you lose your balance, no big deal, just come back. Now release the twist and step the left foot a little further forward for warrior one. Spinning the left heel in just a little and rooting it down. Arms reaching overhead. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling, bend the elbows out to the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, once again, bend your elbows, opening the chest. Inhale, reach up overhead. Maybe do a little more back bend. Exhale, lean over the right leg, bring your hands to the floor. Hop the left foot a little more forward for pyramid. Rooting down both feet firmly. On your inhale, bend the right knee. Exhaling, lift the left leg up behind you, coming into sugar cane. Grabbing left foot with the left hand, maybe holding the inside of the foot. Press the foot up into the hand. Release the left leg, step it way back, and then sweep the right leg back into up behind you. Open the hips and bend the right knee. Now flip into wild things, stepping the right foot outside of the mat, turning the feet toward the back of the mat, reaching right arm behind you. Press down with the feet to lift up the hips and chest. Come to wheel. Bring the right hand down first and then turn the left hand. Press down with your feet, lift your hips up. And now turn your left hand and come into side plank, straightening the left leg. Eventually bring in the right leg a little closer so that you can reach up with the right hand and grab the big toe with the peace fingers. Lift the right leg with the arm and lift the hips up high. Try not to sink all your weight into the left shoulder. Now release, come to plank and lower down to chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Now step your left foot between your hands. Left hand to thigh, twist to the left. And then lift the rib cage to bring your right upper arm outside the thigh, reaching fingertips toward the floor. Left arm up. Release the twist. Bring your hands to the floor and hop the right foot forward. Come into warrior one. Right heel spins in just a bit and presses down. Arms reaching overhead. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows out to the sides, opening the chest. Inhale, reach back up overhead. Exhale again, bend your elbows, open the chest.
Inhale, reach up. Maybe do an upper back bend here. Exhale, lean over the left leg, hands to the floor, hop the right foot forward for pyramid. Root down your feet. Think belly toward upper thigh before the chest comes toward the knee. Inhaling, bend the left knee. Exhale, lift the right leg up behind you. Reach back with the right hand and grab the foot on the inside if you can. Outside is fine. And then press the foot up into the hand, sugar cane. Release your right leg and step it back. And then sweep your left leg up behind you, one-legged downward dog. From there, open your hips, bend your knee, and flip into wild thing. Lifting the hips up, reaching left arm behind you. Bring the left hand down now and then rotate the right shoulder to come to wheel. Press down with the feet. Now turn the right shoulder, come into side plank, straightening the right leg, balancing on the outer edge of the foot. Lift the left leg and grab big toe with peace fingers, lifting the leg up with the arm, lifting hips with the core, staying light in the right shoulder. Maybe you can grab the inside of your left heel with your hand. Take a breath in, exhaling, release to plank and lower into chaturanga. Inhale into your upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Now step your left foot between your hands and turn your feet sideways. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. If your hips are pretty open, you might bend the elbows and rest them on the floor, bringing your hands to the back of your shoulder blades. Another option is to reach your arms forward, kind of like a wide-legged downward dog. Inhale, come up halfway, and as you exhale, turn right toes out for extended side angle, bending the knee, reaching left arm in the direction that the crown of the head faces. Aim to turn your torso to the side. And maybe rest your right hand on the outer waist. Now release your arms, right hand down. Heel toe the left foot a little closer for triangle. Take a bind with left arm behind the back, maybe grabbing the right thigh. Now bend the right knee, coming into skandasana. Turn the left toes out and then lift the toes. Right toes angle in just a bit here. Wrap right arm around the shin and bind, clasping hands behind the back. Now release the bind, bring your hands to the floor and switch to the other side. So left toes will turn out, right foot is sideways, extended side angle. Reaching right arm in the direction the crown of the head is facing. Maybe you rest your left hand on the outer right waist. Now release your arms and get set up for Trikonasana. Heel toe the right foot a little closer and internally rotate the hip. Bind with right arm behind the back, maybe grabbing left thigh. Turn your torso to the side. Now getting set up for Skandasana. Bend the left knee, turn the toes in just a bit. Turn right toes out, maybe widen your stance. And go to the back of the right heel. Bind from there, wrapping left arm around the shin, clasping hands behind the back. Release the bind, bring your hands to the floor, and position yourself for goddess. Toes are out slightly, knees bend out. Let's rest the hands on the thighs for this one. Here, press down against the thighs and then press the knees back a little bit more. It might feel good to just gently rock side to side here. Now slowly start to straighten the legs, bringing yourself upright. Stand. And then angle your legs for pyramid. Hop the left foot out a little bit further. Right toes facing the short end of the mat. Standing upright, interlace your fingers behind your back. Lean over the right leg. Open up your chest as you fold. And then bring your hands to the floor. Step the left foot forward and right back, pyramid. Inhale, come up and switch legs once again. Exhaling, fold back down. Inhale, come up, switch legs. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, lift up, switch legs. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come halfway up, switch legs. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, come halfway up. Interlace the fingers behind the back and exhale, stand back up. Hop your right foot forward, come to standing at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold down. Step back into downward dog. And I'll lower down to your forearms. Lift up out of the shoulders in dolphin. Now lift the right leg up, one leg dolphin. Feel free to stay here or work on forearm stand if it's in your practice. Stay with your breath. If you're in one leg dolphin, switch legs. If you're working on forearm stand, maybe try kicking up with the opposite leg. Come down and rest in child's pose. Come to all fours and get set up for hero with the inner thighs together, feet out wider than the hips. Sit between your feet. Lean back onto your hands. Maybe come down to the forearms, or maybe lay all the way down on your back. If you create a little extra arch in the lower back and pull the belly in at the same time, you might get a little more stretch in the abdominal muscles and the quadriceps. And take your time to press back up. Come to all fours. And release the ankles and knees one at a time, bringing right toes to the back of the mat. Press the heel back. You can make it a deeper stretch by lifting the left knee off the floor, hugging it towards your belly. And I'll switch legs. Left toes are at the back of the mat. Heel presses back. Maybe the right knee comes off the floor along with the foot. And then come back to all fours again. Stand up on your knees. Bring your hands to your hips for camel. Option is to have fingers facing up and heel of the palm near sacrum. Low belly draws in and to uplift your chest. Spinal extension, maybe looking up. Maybe hands go to the back of the thighs. Maybe they go to the heels. Maybe the tops of the feet go to the floor. Inhaling, come back up out of the pose, neutral spine, hands to heart. And then come back to all fours again. Walk your hands forward, come into puppy. Perhaps your chin and chest touch the floor. Maybe just your forehead rests down with your chest off the mat. You can make it a little bit more challenging by lifting the knees. You can also add stretch to the shoulders by bending the elbows and resting the hands on the shoulder blades. Now take your time to come back to a tabletop position. Keep the toes tucked under and sit back onto your heels, leaning back onto your hands. This should give you a nice quad stretch along with the feet. Try to stay lifted and light in the shoulders. And then sit back up, come to tabletop, and then back into puppy, anahatasana. Come to thread the needle with the right arm forward, left arm reaching underneath, twisting at the waist to come down. Press yourself back up. Left arm is forward, right arm reaches underneath, twisting to the other side. Press down to come back up to all fours. And step your right foot forward. Come into a low lunge. And we'll move with the breath here. This is an inhale. Exhale, shift back into half split, lifting right toes. Inhale, come back to low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. And from here, hold your half split or slide forward into full Hanumanasana. If you have full split, you're welcome to bend the left knee and lift the foot, grabbing the foot with the left hand. Maybe the foot rests inside the elbow crease. Or maybe you flip the grip, bringing the left elbow up overhead. Reaching back with right hand to grab the foot, holding onto the foot with both hands, elbows hugging in toward each other. Maybe bringing the crown of the head to the sole of the foot. Take your time to come out of the deep back bend. Releasing the arms and then the foot. Lean over a little bit to your right and bend the left knee, tucking the foot behind your butt. We'll lean to the right, bringing the right shoulder inside the right thigh. Reaching overhead with the left arm and grabbing the right wrist with the left hand, hooking the hands around the right foot. Release the bind and take your time to sit back upright. Bend the right knee and bring the foot in for Bharadvajasana. Maybe you rest the foot up on the left thigh. Right arm goes behind the back to grab the left foot. Left hand goes outside the right thigh. Now release your arms. Release the right foot to the floor. Turn to your right and come back to all fours. Step your left foot forward, moving breath with movement. Inhale in your low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale. And then from there, either hold half split or slide into full splits, Hanumanasana. Try to keep your hips squared to the short end of the mat. If you're in full splits, maybe bend the right knee and grab the foot with the right hand. Walking fingertips over the tips of the toes to hold the inside of the foot. Stay here, or let the foot rest inside the elbow crease. Maybe you flip the grip by holding the foot with the hand and bringing the elbow forward and up, reaching back with left hand, grabbing the foot with both hands, and maybe placing your head inside the sole of the foot. Gently release. Lean a little to your left, bend the right knee, and tuck your foot behind the butt cheek. Lean a little forward as you lean to the left, bringing the left arm inside the thigh, reaching overhead with right hand to grab the foot. And then left hand grabs right wrist as you hook the hands around the foot. Release the bind. Take your time to sit back up. And then come into Bharadvajasana, bending the left knee, placing the outer edge of the left foot into the right hip crease. Left arm goes behind the back to grab the left foot. Right hand goes outside right thigh. And then turning your gaze to look over the right shoulder. Release the bind. Take your left foot off the thigh. Come to all fours and then into a seated position. Feel free to sit cross-legged or come into lotus. We'll practice Brahmari pranayama, bee breath, to help bring in mental clarity via sense withdrawal. Index fingers over the brow line, middle finger gently over the eyelid, tip of the ring finger lightly touching the edges of the nostrils, tip of the pinky finger touching the corner of the mouth, thumb plugging the ears. We'll do this for 3 rounds. As you exhale, make a humming sound. Go at your own pace. Once you've finished your 3 rounds, bring your hands to your lap, palms facing up, and return to your natural breath rhythm. Now lie down for Shavasana. Close your eyes, relax your facial muscles, let your shoulders be heavy along with the legs. Feel your back sinking down into the mat and just let go. Start to bring some gentle organic movement into the body, waking it up. And bend your knees, roll to one side, and press gently up to a seated position. Bring your hands to your heart center and bow your head down towards your heart. And I'll close with invocation to peace mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahat Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your right hand to your heart and rest your left hand on top of it.
Feel your heartbeat. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with your breath. It has been my honor to create this practice for you. Namaste.